How did online dating become so popular? The reason is pretty simple. It is very much the same reason that the internet itself became so popular. The internet opens up a whole new world of communication and contact. And the reasons for this are given below. Speed. Try to picture what used to happen earlier in the days when people had to depend on the good old postal system. During those days, a person had to wait for 1 or 2 days for a letter to get across to a person who lived in the same state itself. The second person in turn would take 1 or 2 days to respond, and this letter would take 1 or 2 days to get back to the first person. So in effect, a single correspondence would stretch over a week. But now it's a totally different story. The time taken for the first letter and the response has been brought to an amazing 2 minutes. Waiting may make the heart grow fonder, but email makes two people get close faster. Privacy. The internet provides for absolute privacy too. One can carry out communication with another person in the absolute privacy of one's bedroom or bathroom or wherever one chooses to be. There is no fear of eavesdropping, or overhearing, shudder, thanks to email and chat facilities. Options and opportunities. The internet provides for other options like voice chat or video conferencing and stops short only of the physical touch. But then who would want to start a relationship by touching right away? You can see a person, talk to a person, and listen to the person's voice. Can you think of a better way to start a date? Economy. All this and more, it is possible thanks to the internet, and the best part is that all this comes to you for peanuts. All you need is a PC, who doesn't have one, and an internet connection. How can anybody live without one? And you are all set. The only thing more you could ask for is a step-by-step guide to find your dream date. Well, here it is. So what are we waiting for? Be clear about what you want. We all know that man is a social being. However, man is also a lonely being. And when we say man, we mean women too. Man longs for company. Company not just from friends and the family, but from that special person with whom he or she can share those sweet nothings, those simple pleasures and pains, someone with whom he or she can build a whole new life, someone with whom he or she can raise a family of his or her own. Now this is a fundamental need of man, to find a life mate. And the most popular method used for this is dating. When we talk about dating in the very finest sense of the word, please understand that dating is not to be viewed as a precursor for sleeping together. It is much more than that. It is the first step towards choosing a life partner, and online dating has made the whole process a lot simpler now. Marriage versus a casual relationship. Now what you do and what you want is entirely your business. I don't want to sound nosy, but I would like to draw a fine line between the kind of dating that is involved in these two quests. Of course we are all grown up, and so let us act like grown-ups. Obviously in a casual relationship we are looking for fun. And mind you, fun can have a lot of connotations. So here the object of one's desire will obviously be a person who is not inclined towards a serious relationship. If both parties are of the same view, then it is well and good, because they understand each other perfectly and do not expect much from such a relationship. This leaves no room for heartbreak. It is when one party is in for something more serious and the other party is into sheer frivolousness that the problems start. So you should be absolutely clear about what you are looking for from the start, and you should make your intentions very clear to the other person. At the same time, you should have no doubts about the intentions of the other person as well. Remember, even if it is a casual relationship, there should be mutual understanding at least about the nature of the relationship. Of course, there is yet another possibility where a casual relationship can blossom into something more serious. But, again, in such cases it is your instincts that can help you identify what is good and what is bad. No matter how strong a person is, anyone can be taken for a ride or be taken for granted. Being jilted is never a nice experience. So those of you who are going in for a casual relationship, for heaven's sake, be on your guard. Marriage is altogether a different story, but we will deal with that later. Making yourself look like $1 million. Nobody is perfect in this world, but that does not mean that we cannot try to look our best. There is absolutely nothing wrong in giving nature a helping hand. Work on your image, work on your profile, and work on your appearance. Many people go by the philosophy, this is me, whether you like it or not, it's your problem. I am not going to change. Well, nobody is asking you to change, but what are you trying to do? Scare people off? Well, the fact is, such statements are just a manifestation of your own insecurity. We all have a certain degree of insecurity, some people more than others. It is this insecurity that makes us sound gruff and uncaring when it comes to improving our appearances. Come on, what are you afraid of? I'll give you a tip. Whatever you are afraid of, others are afraid of the same thing. In this world, most people are neither for us nor against us. They are thinking about themselves. Presenting oneself is an area that requires a lot of work, but surprisingly, this is the one area which people tend to neglect the most. Most of us have a laid-back attitude when it comes to painting a picture about ourselves. When it comes to presenting yourself, we really have some work to do. If we knew you on a more personal basis, we would have loved to help you to chalk out a profile of yourself that would be as impressive as possible. But of course, it is impossible to know all our readers on a one-to-one basis. But you do not have to worry, because we have done a lot of study in this regard, and once you follow our directions, you can indeed come up with that dream profile. The web of deceit. While you might take some care to conceal your identity, it is best not to lie. Do not try to bluff your way through a relationship, because at some time the whole thing might come out, and as we all know, one lie leads to another, and then before you know it, the whole relationship will crash. Be as honest and as frank as you can, taking care to conceal your identity. Someone once said that a friend is someone who knows all about you and loves you just the same. So there is no need to hide things about you. Of course, you do not have to tell the person every ghastly, gory detail about yourself, but at the same time you do not have to conjure up stuff about you that just is not true. If at all you do paint a very rosy picture about yourself, including things that just are not true, or are far-fetched exaggerations, and the other person does flip for you, in reality you will be basking in another person's glory. This picture you have painted is just not you.